Rockeyez would like to welcome Mitch Malloy. Hey, man, what's going on?
Hey, I'm in the studio. Rock and roll.
Cool. Now, you're originally from North Dakota, right?
That is true, yes.
Right, and your musical talent started, I guess, very young and stuff like that. You sung in school and choir, and you worked in cover bands. When you did the cover band stuff, tell me some of the bands that you did cover.
The bands that I covered, well, it would depend upon when it was. I mean, I pretty much started doing covers. That's how I started. I used to write a little bit when I was a kid, but mostly I just covered covered the Babies. We covered Cheap Trick, Aerosmith, Journey, Kiss.
Cool.
Heart. I used to sing Heart songs, which was insane.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
I wish I had a tape of that just to hear if I really... I thought I could do it, but it'd be interesting now to have a tape of it to hear if I really could have done it. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, that would be very cool. Very cool.
Zeppelin,
wow.
The big acts.
Cool.
Yeah.
And then you went to school in Seattle?
Yeah, for 1 year I went to music school at a place called the Cornish Institute of Allied Arts, which I think they changed the name now. I'm not sure what it's called, Cornish University or something. They changed the name.
Right, and after that you headed to New York City. Ain't that like kind of a big jump?
Yeah, well, going to Seattle from North Dakota was a big jump.
Right.
I mean, that was huge.
Yeah.
I mean, I was still 17 when I got there. So I was just a kid. Didn't know anybody really. That was pretty freaky. And then I went back to North Dakota for a while and worked for a year, saved up some money, bought a van, and put all my guitars and amps in there and moved to Jersey.
Wow, that's where I am now. New Jersey. Wow. You don't want to come back.
Yep.
But, we have good and bad, but I guess that's everywhere and stuff like that. Then you got a record deal with RCA. Tell me about that.
Yeah, it took me a long time. I was in the cover circuit in Jersey, and that was no fun. I mean, it was a little bit of fun, but after a while it was no fun. And so I had to figure out, when I realized that band wasn't going to go where I wanted to go, I had to leave that situation because it seemed like a trap. Because you make a lot of money playing covers on that circuit. A lot of people come out and see you, and it feels all warm and fuzzy, and it seems like you're a rock star and all that, but you're not. You're playing somebody else's music, and so I had to get out of that. I mean, there's nothing wrong with doing that. I think it's fine. In fact, I wouldn't even mind doing it now, to be honest. But at the time, that's not what I wanted to do.
Right.
I had other things I wanted to do, and that was record the first album. So it took me, a long time in the New York area to figure out how to do that. I finally got hooked up with a manager, real management company that guided me as to what to do and how to do it. And that's what I didn't know. I didn't know what to do. How would you, coming from North Dakota? There was no music business training in North Dakota,
Yes, definitely. And then in '96, you auditioned for Van Halen for the 5150 studio. And how'd that go down?
I got a phone call from Steve Hoffman, who used to be my road manager, and he was now working for Ray Daniels, and Ray had just become their new manager, and Steve called and said, "You're going to be the next singer in Van Halen," and I was like, "Are you insane?"
Oh.
And he said, "No, I'm serious. You're the guy." So that went on for a couple of weeks. Then Eddie called me. After a while, I said, "Steve, stop calling me and talking to me about this. If this is real, I want Eddie to call me."
Right.
So, boom, Eddie called me right away.
Cool.
And we spoke on the phone, and then they flew me out, and yeah, I was there. I I think it was the second or third day, he told me I was in the band. And actually, I've just been part of a documentary. There's a documentary on my life that's coming out. And I think it's chapter 4, actually, is the Van Halen chapter. And so I've said all this on camera.
Right.
And it'll be on YouTube, and it might be on some cable networks as well. So, everyone will be able to see the whole thing as it played out on video, which is much more vivid. The company that did the documentary is completely first-class company, and they did an amazing job in editing, and it's a great piece. It's not quite finished yet, but I just saw the Van Halen piece, and it's really, really good. So I talk about that in that, so people can see that there.
That's pretty cool. I was on YouTube this morning. I was listening to one track that you did with Van Halen, and it was on YouTube, and it was excellent.
Yep. Thank you.
It was really, really good. And from there, you also you did a lot of studio work, and you did stuff for Liberty and Justice, Voices of Rock, and last year you played Firefest 2012. How do they treat you over there at Firefest?
Great. Yeah, I mean that was the second year in a row I'd been there, and the third time I'd been there, and yeah, I mean they've really developed that thing into something special. They really have, and Bruce and Kieran just it's quite a lot of work what they do every year, and it's really turned into something great. I mean, it's one of the best melodic rock festivals in the world, I think.
Wow. And you have a new single, It's Your Love, on iTunes and stuff. It came out July 9th. Tell me about that.
Yeah, that's a song that actually I was going through some files in the studio. I was looking for something else, actually. And I came across that, and I thought, man, I mean, I guess when you've written so many songs, I mean, I've written so many songs, so I forget about songs, and I even forget about recordings.
Wow.
So I saw that, and I listened to it, and it wasn't what you hear today, but it had the makings of something I thought that was really, really cool. So I thought, you know what? I could dust this thing off and fix it up and play some guitars and bass and do a proper mix, and this could be really cool. It's something that I think maybe the fans would want to hear. So that's what I did.
Wow, I enjoyed it.
Good.
I thought it was really good. Yeah. It's a upbeat tune, fast. It's a really good song. I hope everybody checks that out. Like when you do the recording, sometimes do you feel like you hear songs you really like, and then, like you said, all of a sudden it gets brushed to the side, and like later in the years you say, I really like that song, and I want to put it out again?
Could you ask the question again?
Yeah. I was just wondering, songs that you wrote and then you put to the side, and you forget about them, and you find them later, and you really like that song, but it never really went to the album or or iTunes, whatever, and then you put it out later. Does that happen a lot?
Well, it doesn't happen a lot, right. But I mean, it's pretty rare actually for me. But now it's such a cool time because I can do whatever I want. I don't have to ask the label if they want that song, if they want to put it out as a single, if they want to. I can just take a song, have my own studio, I can record it and put it out. I mean, it's awesome. I love being an independent artist. I mean, that's not to say that I wouldn't be on a label, but it's really fun to just be able to do whatever you want,
Cool. Is there any chance that you'll be playing any upcoming shows, like in New Jersey area?
There's nothing scheduled now. It would be a good thing. I think it's something I need to do, in the next couple of years at least, because I haven't really. I don't know when the last time it was I played a rock show
right.
in the New York Yeah, I've been in New York City with my acoustic guitar a few times doing the mellower kind of thing, but I've never done a rock show there since the beginning, probably.
Wow.
So it's something that I need to do,
That'd be great for fans.
Yeah. I mean, and I'm really good buddies with Danger, and we talk about doing something together all the time, but it never happens. But yeah, you never know. It could happen.
Cool. Now, in the beginning stages of this festival called Rock Harvest, I noticed you were listed on the bill. I don't know if agreement was made or whatever. And the updated flyer and poster, you're not included on there. Is there a reason why?
Oh, they took me off?
Yes. Yeah, I didn't know.
Good.
Yeah, you're off the flyer now.
Yeah, good. Yeah, I had originally committed to doing that, and then, well, I mean, it was a long time ago. He contacted me like a year ago.
Wow.
And initially I said yes, and then like about a month or two later, I realized I wasn't going to be able to do it.
Right.
I'm traveling then, so I couldn't do it. So, yeah, I pulled out of that a long time ago.
Cool. Now, is there anything else in the works that you'd like to talk about that I didn't bring up?
I'm working on some new stuff. I'm working on, for me, the "It's Your Love" single was kind of like, because that was there and that was so much fun to do. I thought I should do a record like that. Or a record that supports it, or some,
Right.
At least maybe an EP. I'm not sure if I'll just keep releasing singles or if I'll do a whole CD, but I'm working right now on writing and recording, and I'm doing it at the same time, a rock record, a new rock record.
Cool. Will that be out this year or next year?
The rate I'm going, probably next year.
Well, at least
I'm not.
You got to put out the best quality possible. So I understand. Taking your time with it and stuff like that. Is it more profitable to actually release singles than touring?
Release singles than touring.
Yeah, like material. Like a lot of people say. The money's not in putting out an album no more. It's just all in touring and stuff like that. I was just wondering, what's the best option?
Well, what it seems like, what I see happening anyway, is it doesn't matter if I have a single on iTunes, a CD on iTunes, or whatever. I mean, what has happened with iTunes is everything is turned into singles.
Right.
And I know people still like CDs. They like physical CDs, and they want to buy a whole CD. But I think more and more as time goes on, that dwindles, and those people go away. As not that they physically go away, but they turn into single people as well.
Right.
Because I mean, really, it's like we're spoiled for choice. It's like that's why the internet is so huge and people don't watch that much TV anymore, because on the internet you can watch whatever you want, and on TV you watch whatever they want.
True. Very true.
So the same principle goes to the iTunes or whatever, wherever you're getting your music, where you can just buy whatever song you want. Somebody hears a new record of mine or hears that I have a new record out, they go and they listen, and they can buy whatever songs they want, and whatever songs they don't want, they don't have to buy.
Cool.
So that's a great thing. I mean, it's choice. It's a better deal that way for people, I think. So yeah, getting to your question, does touring, I think what your question is, does touring affect single sales or does touring affect download sales? Absolutely. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, when I go play Firefest or do any kind of, even as local small gig with just my acoustic guitar, I see a bump in sales, in download sales right away.
Cool. What you feeling about vinyl coming back a little bit?
I have a really good friend, Mark Owen, who has a shop in England, Retro Vibe, I think it's called. Okay. If you guys want to look it up, I think it's called Retro Vibe Music, something like that. He's in England, and he's doing only vinyl, and he's a really good guy. He's a really good friend, and he's doing great. Like he has an actual physical store.
Wow.
That he has product in, and he's been selling CDs and music, buying and selling it his whole life. So he's been doing all internet, but now he's actually got a store, and that's doing really well. So you guys should check that out. But how do I feel? I mean, I've talked to him about doing some vinyl, but we haven't done it. How do I feel about it? I don't have a record player, so I'm not sure how yeah, it's like I like the fact that the records are big, and you can, the album, the LP cover is big, and you can see it. That's awesome. But honestly, I don't want more stuff.
Right.
I have too much stuff. I'm sitting here in my studio, and I am literally surrounded by guitars and gear.
Right.
And it's everywhere, and it's like, I don't really, the whole albums thing, they're too big and they take up too much room.
But they're great to get autographed, Yeah,
man, it's just more stuff. I don't want more stuff. People say, I'm going to send you my CD. I'm like, no, don't.
Wow.
I have too much stuff.
Yeah. But recently, my main writer, Mark Ballo, he barred my turntable because he has albums that were never made it to the CD, and he wants them. So he
awesome.
Yeah, he borrowed my turntable, and he's recording some of the albums that never made it to disc. So that's an interesting point.
There's a lot of those.
Right.
But see, the thing is, what it comes down to really is the music, and if that's the way that somebody wants to accumulate music and listen to the music, then fantastic.
Right.
I mean, I haven't heard a record since I don't even remember. I mean, but I bet you if I went to somebody's house and they had the old, the stereo system with the turntable and everything, and I listened to a record, I would probably cry because it would probably sound so much better than what I'm used to.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah. It's a different world these days, completely. So
totally. Yeah. Everything digital. Yeah.
Definitely. Wow. So I congratulate you on "It's Your Love." New CD,
Thanks.
New song on iTunes. It came out July 9th. Hopefully everybody goes to iTunes or Amazon, wherever it is, and supports it and picks it up. And I wish you the best. I only became familiar with your music recently, and you seem like a great guy. And I congratulate you on your career. As I look back on doing some research on you, would you like to say anything to your fans out there, Mitch?
Yeah, I mean, I say the same thing I always say, which is thank you. I mean, really, it's because of the fans that I've been doing this. I mean, the fans ask for more, and so I give them more. And I think I would probably do it if I didn't even have one fan, because it's so natural for me to make music. Even if I try not to make music, it seems like my body makes it for me. So I just like to thank the fans anyway, just for liking what I do, and for staying in contact with me. And Facebook's been great because I'm in touch with my fans, and I get to wish them all happy birthday and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. So yeah, just thanks, and keep watching for singles. And I think eventually I'll have a new rock record out. And watch for the documentary it'll be on YouTube soon. It's really cool.
Cool.
You're gonna dig it.
Thanks very much, man. I appreciate it.
You bet.
Bye-bye.
You bet.